family, before we get started, make sure you go ahead and subscribe here to my channel and then click on that bell notification so you're notified every single time I post another video. In this video, we are going to talk about how to properly prepare the hair for the best silk press you have ever done or did in your whole life. Okay, this is the thing, most of us think that a silk press starts or is done, most of the work is done with the flat iron, but the truth is this is where the silk press magic starts. And if the hair is not prepared properly from this point on, your silk press will turn out looking janky. Preparation at this point is the difference between your silk press lasting 3 weeks and it lasting for 3 hours. If you do not get this part right, it won't go right. Okay, so at this point her hair has already been washed and deep conditioned. She does have high porosity hair, and I'm saying that because I'm looking at my note card from my client in this video. And she also got a deep scalp exfoliation, because for my clients it wasn't just, okay, you're coming in to get your hair done and I'm here to make you look cute. No, I took my job as a cosmetologist very seriously. So it wasn't just about making your hair look good, it was about making sure that you had a healthy scalp and hair shaft. Okay, so at this point her hair, like I said, has already been washed and deep conditioned, but you saw when she first came in, I didn't record that part because at this time I wasn't under the impression that people cared about that part, but her hair was detangled with oil. Then I washed her hair and proceeded with my procedures. If you don't know what I'm talking about, make sure you check the link in the description box below so you can get caught up on why I am a firm advocate. I'm not gonna say believer because it is a scientific fact. I am a firm advocate in letting people know that to detangle the hair, you must do that dry. And I know you're probably like, you're detangling right now. No, I'm not. There is a difference between combing the hair and detangling the hair. What you are watching right now is me combing through her hair. As I said, she has high porosity hair, which means that she has a cuticle that is lifted and she has naturally curly hair. So all of these hundreds and thousands of strands of hair on her head are touching together, linked together. So that is why you need a leave-in conditioner. There's another big thing going around saying we don't need leave-ins, and I have a video coming very soon explaining to you exactly why you need a leave-in conditioner before you use any type of heat. So let's get into this round brush. A lot of people think that the round brush is damaging, but it is not, and we will get to that in a second. But let me break it down to you for me, and this is just me and what I do professionally. The average person has about 100,000 follicles on their scalp, 100,000 holes on your scalp, and each of those holes have anywhere from 1 to 4 strands of hair coming out of them. So if you look at her hair with me right now, you can clearly see most likely she is one of those people who has about 3 to 4 strands of hair inside of each hair follicle. So go ahead, do the math, pause, I'll wait. Okay, I want you to go ahead and do the math. That means that this woman that you're looking at right now has approximately anywhere from 300,000 to 400,000 strands of hair on her head. And the key doing a silk press is to get the hair from alpha keratin, which is your hair in its natural state, unstretched, to beta keratin, a new form, stretched. Okay, so for me to do that, I need to isolate as many strands of her hair as I can. And this is where the round brush comes into play, because if you look at the round brush, look at those bristles, look how small they are, look how close they are together, and look how many of them there are. So I can separate more strands of hair with this round brush than I can with a paddle brush. And see, this is where people get things mixed up. up. There are a lot of professional cosmetologists are like, oh, it breaks the hair off. When I used it, it wasn't right. That's because we're not using it properly. If you're using the right types of products, that hair will glide through the round brush like butter. Really pay attention. That's why I'm doing this up close. Really pay attention. Do you see me pulling or tugging? I'm not pulling or tugging. I am not forcing this blow dryer to go through. Please use your eyes. Stop trying to argue about everything, you guys. It's hair. That's first thing, and it's science. So pay attention. Look at your eyes. What are your eyes showing you? I'm not pulling or tugging. This air is blowing this hair through the bristles on this brush. I am not against paddle brushes at all. You will see me use it in a second, but a paddle brush is a tool. All brushes, combs, shears, products, everything, they're tools, and tools go in proper places and they're used for certain things. So the paddle brush is a tool that I'll use in a second, and when I use it, I'll explain why it's the tool that I'm using at the time. But yeah, I feel like everything is pretty self-explanatory. Leave me some comments below right now if that's making sense for you. Right here, I want you to look at the difference on the screen. Look at the bristles on this round brush and look at the bristles on a flat brush. You can see there is a very, very big difference at the amount of hair strands I can manipulate at one time with a fat brush, with a flat brush, a powder brush, a denim brush. I'm not saying that there are anything wrong with these brushes. If that's the tool that you choose to use, girl, do your thug thizzle. But for me, and the way that I process the service that I am providing for my clients at this time, this is the tool of choice because it gives me the right amount of manipulation. And I know if you've never used a round brush before, it's intimidating. It was intimidating for me the first time that I ever picked one up. But you guys, practice makes perfect, and that's with anything. And I had the difference. I started off using a denim brush and a flat brush. Okay, so I've used both, and the results that I was able to achieve with my clients with a round brush, it's not that you can't get those results with a flat brush or a denim brush, but it's A, easier, and B, I feel like I can get those results to last longer, and I can manipulate the cuticle faster without causing any type of damage to the ends, the hair shaft, anything. Okay, so really hope this makes sense. I can't go too deep into it because I do classes, so I don't want to give too much of it away because I don't want people to be mad at me. Okay, but I really want you guys to understand what it means to use a tool. A flat iron is a tool. So again, with everyone being afraid of heat damage, it's not that heat damages your hair, it's that the majority of us are using that tool improperly. Because the heat setting that you select should be dependent on your habits and your hair's natural porosity and your hair's ability to hold moisture or heat. A lot of people make comments like, oh, my hair holds heat, my hair holds heat. Guess what? That has a lot to do with your porosity. So if you know that your hair holds heat a lot, that most likely means that you're a person who has low porosity hair, and once that heat gets in there, it's really hard for it to be released. So you are a person that needs to have all of your products selected for low porosity hair. That goes for your heat protectant, your serums, your shampoos and conditioners, and the heat setting. Okay, because someone who has low porosity hair, whose hair holds heat, you're not a person who is putting their flat irons all the way up to 400. You're someone who could take having your flat iron around like 350, 360, because your hair is gonna hold some of that heat anyway. This is the science of hair, my loves. So I know I may come off intense, then that's just because that's the flavor of my Kool-Aid. If you don't like it, don't come on here and drink it, okay? But look at this. I really, I can't talk. I really want you guys to pay attention to the level of shine that she has in her hair now. I am a firm believer that this is over 50% of the work. Once I pick up the flat iron, I'm literally just going to be taking the flat iron, gliding it through piece by piece, and then going up and polishing the ends. But this is why I am a firm believer that you need to straighten out your hair, or at least blow it out for you to get a trim. Because the average person, especially if you have thick hair like hers, please know, if your hair looks like this, you have anywhere from 300,000 to 400,000 strands of hair on your head. And guess what? Her hair, at the length that it is now, or how it is right now, I wouldn't even really want to trim her hair right now. If I was to trim her hair, I would use a massive amount of tension to pull on each section as I trimmed her hair. But that would only be if she's like, oh my God, if heat touches my hair, I'm gonna pass out. Then I would have to. It wouldn't be something that I would recommend, but if that's something that she would insist on, then that is what I would do. However, I want you to pay attention to how all of her hair strands are separated now. How easy it is for me to get this comb through her head. If you guys are doing a stretch method where some of your hair is dry, some of it is air dry, some of it is like 5% dry, some of it's 10% dry, you will give yourself heat damage. And if you don't give yourself heat damage, you will cause damage to the hair's cuticle. You will break the ends. You need uniformity, period, you guys. We can't just randomly go in there and start playing with our hair. No, you need patterns, you need routines. And that's with anything in the body. Okay, so I love you guys so very much. Okay, don't get mad at me. Give me some comments if you're not mad. You know what I'm saying? Like the video to let me know that it's real and stuff. And then I have part 2, her actual silk press, coming real soon. We're gonna talk about that too.